Hey, hi, it's Laurel with Dabbling Hook. How are you guys doing? It is Sunday, May 25th, day before the Labor Day holiday, long weekend basically. Just doing, hopefully, well, I'm not going to say it's going to be a short clip, just going to do a clip of things I've made since the last video. Or since my last craft fair, I think. The last video was like craft fair wrap up and things I had made from the previous video up until a craft fair. Anyway, I'm just here to catch up. Hope you guys are doing well. If you're new here, I hope you subscribe, and if you don't, I hope you enjoy this episode. And for you OGs, I have nothing to drink today because I literally just rolled out of bed maybe about, I don't know, half hour ago. And it's after 1 in the afternoon. So I was getting a little update. I was getting used to being back in the swing of things, doing videos a little more regularly since I had the craft fair, you know. I kind of had to force myself to do it to keep up with showing what I was making. But since then, life has said, no. Slow your roll. More, you know, family stuff we have to deal with. Way back when, it was my mom and then my dad. Now it's my dad. So it has not been a good 3 weeks or so. Actually, month plus, but the last 2.5 weeks not been great. And we're still rolling through it. So who knows when the next clip will be. Because right now I am working, then after work going to the hospital and all that stuff that comes with, you know, parents and life. Life sucks. Or sorry, life doesn't suck. Being a grown-up sucks sometimes. That's been my motto for a long time. Being a grown-up sucks, you know. Anyway, what have I been doing? Hopefully I can get through this before Father Minion gets back, and Minion 2 is asleep because he worked very late last night. So here we go. What have I been doing? I will do the most recent. At the end of the last video, I showed the little squirrel from Avery Crafts a Lot. Well, I wanted to do a black one, and I didn't have black yarn right in front of, well, enough black yarn right in front of me. Because right now I'm using, I'm either using Bernat blanket, or I like the size of the Dollar Tree yarn, but I double it. So this is the gorgeous chocolate color brown that I love, doubled. This one is their, I think it's medley, the black medley. So that's like the white that you see there, but it's white and black, held with just a black strand of just chenille. And if I'm squinting, it's because my eyes. My bifocals are in my car. I leave it there because, you know, because wearing it regularly just isn't working for me. So I was going to put it on, and then I remembered it's in the car, so I'm not doing that. So I'm squinting. The other thing that I made, most recent, I finished this one last night. And then, did I finished both of them in the, no, I finished one in the hospital last night. I had started it before, I'd started it the previous day or night in the hospital, and I finished it last night in the hospital. And this one I had started at home when I got home from the hospital, and I finished it in the hospital last night. So all this to say, turtles. I love making turtles. So this is my own take on the basic formula that's out there. So that's it. Obviously all no-sew, but I think I've landed on formula and spacing and all that. That works for me. You'll see in, this is the other one that I had started 2 days ago in the hospital, finished it last night in the hospital, but the back legs are a lot closer This one I tried it a little further apart. I'm not sure which one I like. I think I like both of them, so I might do it both ways. But here is just adding a couple extra space stitches in between, and here it's just really close together. So this one is Premier Basics Chenille, the multi colorways. I like it, but it's very rustic is the word, I guess. It's very like a well-used blanket. It's blanket yarn basically, but it's more textured. Bernat blanket is a little textured, but this one is way more textured. Very terry clothy, I think. But something that's been, like if you have a blanket like this that's new, and then it's been used for a while and washed a couple of times, that's kind of what this gives me. So it's more textured, but I love the colorways though. I used this colorway in the Fox that I made as the outline colors, that third. It's done in 2 oranges, and I replaced the light orange with this because this has shades. But yeah, I like this colorway, and I was actually on the site last night. I did buy another bunch of yarn. Actually, I bought a couple more of this and a couple others. Actually, no, I bought it from Mary Maxim. But this, I bought a Hirschner's. I'm all over the place. But I was contemplating, they have the packs right now. It's normally like $15. Right now it's like $12. A couple of dollars off. But I like this. I like the colorway. I like the way it works up. And I wanted to buy a couple of packs. But I didn't. But I bought off of Mary Maxim instead. Because I got buy 3 get 1 free, or was it buy 4 get 1 free? And then I had a coupon. Oh no, and then if you bought $40 or more, it was it free shipping? No, $4.99 shipping. So anyway, and I had a 20% off coupon, so all that put together, I bought like 8 skeins of yarn. Or was it 9? 8 or 9 skeins of yarn, and it's the regular size blanket yarn because I like this moss color a lot, and they've had it for like $7.99 for a while, so I bought 2 more. I think I have a little bit left of a skein that I use for these. I have 1 other skein, and then I just bought 2 more. So yeah, I've been therapeuticizing myself, if that's a word, retail therapeuticizing myself, and buying a whole heck of a lot of blanket yarn because I'm doing basically my toys in that, whereas before I used a lot of worsted weight. Not so much anymore. Anyway, I like this color. It's called Moss, and I like the combination of these two. So that's what it looks like. I like the way I did this, and I'm not sure which one. So that's that one. Regular black safety eyes, and I like to give the smile. This one, I had a little bit of a ball of this. This is the dots, and it's the old formula, or actually all the dots are in the thicker formula. They're not in the smooth formula. So I had a little ball of that, so I decided just to make a shell out of it. So I pretty much used all of that. I think I have 1 more skein of this, but I'm not sure. I know I had 2. I can't remember if this was from the second. Either way. So yeah, I used it, made the shell, and then I had this in one of 3 project bags I keep taking around. So I just added some eyelash yarn to give it a little bit of interest over here. And then, what am I feeling here? Oh, what am I feeling? You can't see, but I'm feeling a stitch marker. Stitch marker was still in there. Oh, and that was me banging the table. So yeah, this is a bigger one. Bigger shell because I wanted to use all of it. And then I have been using, I think this is the Misty Green or the Blue Mist or whatever colorway. I've had a few skeins of that when I made a dragon, so I'm using it up. But it is bigger. So this will either be my $25 or $30 one. This I usually sell for 25. No, 28 or 30. I have $30 ones in stash. I have to see how much bigger they are than this. And then these I usually sell for 25. So yeah. I like the bigger flipper. Normally you do make the, some patterns have you make the flippers the same size. Some of them make the back one slightly smaller, but I do the smaller, bigger, and this is nice, very flippery, floppy. I like that size. So, and it's the same size here, but because this is bigger, I didn't bother go up any bigger on this one. And then I just gave this one glittery eye backing. It's just a glittery disc. I haven't painted any. I have a couple of painted eyes, but they didn't go with this colorway. So yeah, that's 2. And number 3, again, I had leftovers from a skein I used. I made dinosaurs and something else out of this color, and I had a small skein left, so I made a shell. And then this is baby sand. So I think this is denim or blue something, I don't remember. And this one does have my painted eyes, and it's mica powder. It's got it's pink with some gold tones in it. So that's that. And I do give them little tails. I just crocheted them on. So all that, 11 minutes or so, well, plus my little update. And just so I don't forget this one, this project, not a toy, it's a shawl, a shawlette. And I think on previous videos I've mentioned that it was by Stephen West. I don't know why that was stuck in my head. But I do have one of his, I think it's the Boneyard shawl, that's free. And I do plan on making it. Excuse me. Oh boy. But I've had this one in my, not Stephen West, I've had it in my library forever to make. It's called the Age of Brass and Steam Shawlette. It's a small small shawl. You can keep going with the repeats and make it as big as you want. But I started it last October when we went to visit Minion One when he was doing his semester abroad in Florence, Italy. So I literally casted it on at the airport. And I didn't do a whole lot of knitting when we were there for the week, but it's been my on and off project for a while, and I finally just decided I want to get it done. I ended up not doing the finishing that's in the pattern because I was running out of yarn and I didn't plan accordingly. But this is Z's Groovy Birthday yarn from 2023 from the Fiber Genie. I believe I purchased, it was a full skein of DK plus a little mini. And this is what I did, and I am in love. It's a little crooked because of my blocking. It looked straight at the time, but it really wasn't. So the center is a little crooked, but you can see here it kind of goes off a little, but not too bad. No one will really know but me when I'm wearing it. But the Age of Brass and Steam, it's basically a triangle shawlette with some yarn overs to break up the sections, and it's not a deep V, which I don't like. This is perfect for me. I like a shallow V shawl with a longer wingspan because you get to wrap it around nicely the way you want. I will post pictures either now or at the end that I took. And so the weather's a little off, so it looks a little dull, but it's just absolutely beautiful. And this was the mini that came with it. This aqua, it's a turquoisey aqua color. But the bottom was supposed to have one last round of the eyelets and then garter at the bottom, which helps it not roll. So I had to do some good blocking to take the roll out, and I can already see it starts to roll back out. But I just I had a little bit of the main color left, so I did one round of one row of the color. So I like the way it shows up, almost like stained glassy, that one round. Or was it 2? I think it was 2. Yeah, don't quote me. I think it was 2. Sometimes I still have trouble reading. It was 1 row of the color, and I wish I had put the garter there to keep it straight, and I did run out of the green when I was casting off. I played chicken and lost, so I had a little bit of the main color left. I wouldn't have had enough to do, I think, a full row, so I cut off and a full 2 rows here. So I cut off, and then because I ran out of the green right here, I just attached the main color and finished casting off in the main color. So it gives it a little bit of interest. I don't mind. It's for me. The pictures I took, it looks a little bigger on the mannequin in the picture, but it's a nice little shawlette that makes a nice, see how you get good enough that if I want to tie it here, I could, or I can just tuck it under. But it's a nice little shawlette, and see what I mean about the roll? It's already starting to roll. I wish I had done the garter, thought about it. I didn't think about it. I just wanted it finished. So it's just, so this was the yarn that she dyed for Z's birthday, obviously Z's groovy birthday. And I'm in love. I want to do this again in chunky yarn. I have some Knit Picks Brava bulky I want to use up for this, because this is DK and it took a while. I think I did it on 3.5 or 4.5. I don't remember what millimeter hook or needle. So yeah. And of course you can make these sections as wide as you want. I'm pretty sure, I tried counting, but I'm pretty sure, like, it looks like this section's a little bigger than that, but it doesn't matter. You can do whatever, you know, once you get the basics done. So love, 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 love. And it's all mine. So yeah, Age of Brass and Steam shawlette. There are some lovely finished product pictures of it on there, and I like the slightly speckled kind of tonal yarns that I saw a couple of them. I really like that, but that's for another time. I'm very tempted to even double the Brava and make it really super bulky, but I don't want to carry 2 skeins of yarn around, so it is what it is. Okay, next. 2 things kind of go together. Where is it? Oops. So I did, this is another project I'd started at the hospital, but this is the second time I'm making this. This is Madeline Mako Elephant. And in the pattern, she, what's this color? I had to end up buying this colorway. I had bought 1 skein from Hirschner's on clearance. I think it was like the baby one that's 3 ounces, 3.5 ounces, and I thought it would be big enough, and it wasn't. I got through like half of the head, and I still had the ears and finish off the head to do. So I went looking. They didn't have any more on because it was on clearance, and I ended up having to buy it off Amazon. So I bought a 3-pack off Amazon, and it ended up being, I think, like $5 a piece for the 3-pack. So anyway, so I have like 2.5, or did I use the half skein for something else? But anyway, I have at least 2 skeins left of this. So who knows? I make another one, or another. I have a different pattern for elephant that I may make, but this is the Madeline Mako. Hers didn't have a tail, and I wanted a tail, so I just did a little curlicue and attached it. But yeah, so in the pattern, it oh, and I embroidered the eyes as well. And here's that fiber fill again. She has a mod to make it a unicorn. So I did that. Also started at the hospital. So I did the elephant mod. The only thing is I put the eye, I embroidered the eyes as well, but which one? This one should have been like a stitch or so, just a little closer. It should have been. Yeah, that one should have been a little closer. But did I do as many of the curly cues? I don't remember, but that's her curly Q. The curly Q, this is the Hirschner's one that's bought in, is it Hirschner's or is it Premier? I think it's Premier. Lisa of Happy to Hook, I found it through her. Pretty sure it was Premier. It's the bag of yarn. It's like 2 skeins. It's unbound. There's no label on it. And I bought this in a couple other colors at some point, so that's what this is. And then this is Posh, and so is the tail in Posh. So this is the mod from Madeline Mako's Elephant. It's basically the same body structure, but then now you have to make the different ears and the muzzle and add curly cues. So there you go. Oh, and the horn, of course. The horn is Posh as well. So 2 down. Other things I made. This one I made when we first got to the hospital and we were in the emergency room for quite a while. I made this here. Oh, there's something else I made. Is it in here? Oh, hang on. Well, it's probably gonna shut off on me, so I'm gonna go look, but I made a hedgehog with this yarn. This is another Mary Maxim. Is it Mary Maxim? Oh, it's either Mary Maxim or Hirschner's. I bought, this is Fall Harvest, I think. Looked way brighter on, obviously on the screen, but, and it was on back order for, oh, I bought it in April? March or April, and I didn't get it till, bought it in March, and I didn't get it till late April. It was on huge back order. But anyway, this one I did in the emergency room. This is Diddy Decks and embroidered eyes, and it has the Just Chenille Dollar Tree doubled for the wings. Oh, love this color. And it has Posh for the horns. And yes, my horns are bigger than what's in the pattern, but I don't care. I should have made this though, this spike a little bigger. But yeah, 1 Diddy Decks. And then this other one, I think I started it at the ER and I finished at home. So this is Bernat Blanket in Peachy, Just Peachy, I think, something like that. But it's being blown out. Yeah, there you go. And Posh in the bright orange, the neon orangey color for the wings. And some random acrylic yarn that I had. It's a gray, variegated gray color. So yeah, Diddy Decks, so adorable and very popular. Those 2. And then last for now, unless I can find the, this is gonna shut off real soon, unless I can find the hedgehog. Unless I can find the hedgehog, because I'm pretty sure I didn't show you guys the hedgehog, but I'd mentioned, I knew it, shut off. I'd mentioned at the craft fair that an older guy had seen the possums and was asking what they were, and then he asked about hedgehog, so that's why I made it. I told him when my next craft fair would be. It's in the same town. Who knows if he's going to show up, but I made one. And I am planning to make another one, but probably won't happen because my next craft fair is in a couple weeks. But somebody else had asked about sloths, if I had any, and I didn't. But I know I had a couple of patterns. And one of them, I made it, and I don't care for it. But it is, I think it's Toy Story AU or somebody else on Etsy that I purchased from. And it's a no-sew. The arms are like chained and crocheted back down the arm. And I mean, part of this is the yarn because it's the old formula of Bernat. Because the head in the picture looks a little squarer than mine. Mine came out definitely rounder. but this is, trying to block out the light. This is the no-sew. It's supposed to be for a keychain, so there is that. I made it a lot bigger with the blanket yarn, and like I said, it's just, arms are just chained. So it's very, so the legs. And then there's color changing in the face. I was gonna go back and fix these, but I'm just gonna leave it as is. So I don't know how I feel about it. I don't know if it didn't come out as cute because of the yarn and the thickness of it, or if it's just is what it is, but I may or may not give it another try, and I don't know. I wanted this size because I don't want to make anything keychain size, so we'll see. There's that. And then the second one I made, I found it through Pinterest, free pattern, but I think it's it's on a site because it's from Churta. They'll all be down below. Toys. It's Katerina something. So I made it from there, and then I did find it. It is on Etsy and Ravelry as a paid pattern, so do with that as you would. But I liked it. There was a lot of color change in the face. Not a lot. It's like 2 colors, but I don't like doing color changes. I like the way it came out because I used embroidered the eyes. Doing the face shaping was a little difficult for me, so it looks a little mean. It wasn't the intention, but kind of looks like a badger. But yeah, there it is. It's weird that it looks like it has no ears, but the ears, I guess, I did look it up. The ears are very flat, like slits, I guess, on the side. So I was almost tempted to just like, use maybe this brown yarn to make a slit, but I just left it as is. Just looks weird with no ears, but yep. So there it is. Arms, everything is crocheted in as you go. The only thing you have to sew on is I shouldn't say everything. Just about everything is crocheted in as you go. You do have to sew on the tail. But yeah, these are crocheted, which is nice. And then you have to go back in and kind of surface on the fingers. You attach, you chain, you crochet down, slip stitch over. Kind of like when you crochet on ears on some of the toys, or when you do the axolotl and you do the frills that way. So I had to go in and crochet them on. So it's a pretty good size. It's a full size basically compared to this little thing here. So there's that. And then the other one is an Instagram pattern, a free Instagram pattern called Stevie the Sloth. Yeah, again, color change that I'm not fond of. The eye patch, I doubled up Dollar Tree yarn, and I should have just gone single strand because it's a little thick for me, and he's a little twisted because by the time I was done, all the stitches were a bit twisted, so this is how it came out, which I don't mind. And the pattern has strawberry hats. I think there's one in like a light pink and then a red, and it is stitched on, so it doesn't come out. I kind of want to make both of them again, but we'll see. But this is dark gray blanket yarn, old formula that was still on clearance on Hirschner's, and this is the taupe, still on clearance. I think it's $3.99. It's the 5.3 ounce skeins. So yeah, there's that. I guess you have to stitch it on because putting on the speckles for the hat leaves an unsightly mess on the inside. So, and I may make this one again because I kind of like that I didn't have to go back and do anything with the fingers. And for this one, if I make it again, I may just kind of embroider flat on here instead of doing these, but it wasn't too bad. So yeah, Stevie the Sloth. And like I said, his eye patch is a bit thick for me, So if I make it again, I will see how it does with single strand. So there's that. I'm going to go quickly. I was taking photos. I have a photo box in my basement, and I was taking photos, and I'm wondering if I dropped it down there, which will be sad because it'll be dirty. So I'll be right back. Okay, I found it. I did leave it in the photo box. So this is the hedgehog. This is a YouTube tutorial by, I do not remember. But yeah, I actually found it on Instagram, which led to, no, I found it on Pinterest, which led to a YouTube tutorial. And so you make, the nose is separate, and I'm wondering if it couldn't have just been done as like a small tube and then increase, because I didn't want to have to sew this, but it to sew that to here. The nose is separate, and she does separate legs and sew them on. I just did bobble stitches. I did the bobble stitches after. I just attached and did bobble stitches instead of sewing on legs. I didn't want to have to do that. The ears are attached after and surfaced on. And then this you just pick up around the stitches and do this like in a spiral all the way around. So it's a little fiddly, but and it might have been a little easier too, because this yarn is not too thick like some of the old ones, but it is thick like the old ones. So yeah, hedgehog. So I modified it a bit by surfacing on the bobbles and not sewing on legs. I did sew this on, so this is basically the only thing I had to sew on, the nose, or the snout. So yeah, that is the harvest something, or autumn harvest or something like that is the colorway. Yeah, hedgehog. So I want to make another hedgehog, and I want to do another sloth, but not sure which one. Maybe both. And of course I'll be making more turtles. Maybe another elephant, because my last one sold at my last craft fair. So I do at least have to make, I want to make a couple more. So that is it for now. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next clip, if there is a next clip. If not, it'll be a short episode compared to what I've been posting lately. All depends on if time allows. All right, on that note, I will talk to you guys when I talk to you. Bye. Hey, it's Laurel with a dabbling hook, and today is Friday the 30th. M2's a 20-year-old. I have old children. I feel old, hence why I color the grays. Almost do. Anyway, how are you guys doing? Hope you're doing well. If you hear any noise, M1 is gaming, and of course, gaming can't happen without screeching at the top of your lungs, so we'll see. So, hey, if you're new here, thanks for stopping by. I hope you subscribe, but if you don't, I hope you enjoy this clip of this episode. Let's see. What have I been working on? One, I participate in Kim, of Kim the Crafty Nomad. Hi, Kim. Her seasonal Yarny YouTube hop. I said I wasn't going to do this year, but it's the only along that I'm participating in this year. So it's almost time for the summer hop. So we have about a month left or so, a little less than a month. And just a preview, I was going to do amigurumis, kind of keeping up with what I did last year with the Make 9, and using patterns that I've either purchased or that I've wanted to make for a long time. So I did gnomes for the spring, and I was going to do something for the summer. I hadn't picked what yet, but I also wanted to make another wearable because I don't know, I just wanted to. So I decided it late, so I went to Joann a couple weeks ago to see what they had as far as summer yarns, cotton, that type of stuff. I'm not a big fan of working with cotton anyway, and definitely it wouldn't be the like peaches and cream or that's like too stiff. But I did find Kobu, my first time using it. A little splitty, but not too bad. So I found these. This is the olive colorway, and this is a 51% cotton, 49% rayon from bamboo, which is the boo part of Kobu, cotton, bamboo. I found 3 in this. This is very blown out. Yeah, very blown out. It looks almost sagey here, but it's really a darker color. Kind of more like that, darker. But olive. So I have 3 of these, and I'm making wearable. We'll see if I get it finished in time because I'm very distracted right now. So I have 3 of these, and I am almost finished with the back part of it, and I'm thinking another one might do the front, and then the third one might do the sleeve. I don't know. But I also got 4 of these, and this is lichen. So this is like a icy green color, kind of bodily icy green color. I have 4 of those. So I could have made the main body of the garment in this, but I prefer the olive color. So fingers crossed. I might have to do some color striping or something if it doesn't work out, but I'm hoping to at least get the body done, and the sleeves are just going to be actually they're going to be half sleeves. No, what is this called? I know this is 3/4. I don't know what that's called. Anyway, right about the elbow, I'm hoping. And it's a meshy garment, so I'm hoping to have enough, but who knows. It's a number 3 weight yarn, so my big man hands just does not like stuff that thin. But anyway, sneak peek at my summer hop, very blown out hair color. Color choice, and my first time working with Kobu. So I will definitely have leftovers. I'll have to figure something out, what to do with it. But anyway, I do have to make my mom a new summer hat, because she wears the hats I made her all the time, and I do want to make her a summer one, so I may do it with that leftover. Who knows? That's that. Okay, the other thing, obviously last time I showed that I was working on turtles, and I'm still working on turtles because I like making turtles. Just realized I really haven't made any of my octos this year yet. It's very unusual for me, but octos they usually were one of my best sellers. They didn't do so hot last year, so I'm trying to go through what I have in stock. And I know what I have in stock are some of the otter colors, or yarns that I put together, just trying to use up things, so that could be why as well, but we'll see. And here I am picking again at the fiber fill. That's just, I'm telling you, this batch was not a great batch. But anyway, so what have I worked on? Oh, it is so blown out. Hold on. Oh, that's a bit better. So this is I showed this last time. This is the moss color for Bernat, and I got it at Mary Maxim. They had these on sale, I think, for $6 or $7. So I bought that, and it's the big ball, not the 3.5 ounce or the 5 ounce one. So, and this this is leftover taupe. I still have a small ball left, but it was leftover taupe. So I just made a really big one. So, yep. And I'm finding I really like the big front hands. These are just slightly smaller, like a row smaller than the front. So yeah. There's that, and the little tail I just crocheted in. It's a little curled in. I gotta figure out how to, when I join it, to do different, so it doesn't curl as much, so it's a longer tail rather than a curled up tail. But anyway, and this one has one of my mica colored hand painted eyes. So that one, and then that one I had leftovers of, this is the Premier Basics Multi, and I like the way this works up, and I'm actually going to I'm going to buy some more Premier Basics, even though it's more textured, more terry clothy, it's more textured than like the regular blanket yarn. I do like these colorways, but what I'm going to buy is the they came out with new colors, tie-dye colors, and I just watched I think it's Crafty Kate, and she was making what do you call them, Diddy decks with them, and they have 11 colors, and I'm very tempted to get one of each colors, and a couple of them are really pretty. So I'm definitely gonna buy it. I just gotta see where I'm gonna get a better deal, either on Premier or Hirschner's. And right now the better deal will have to do with shipping, because their shipping is really expensive. So I gotta see. But yeah, see, I mean, there's the tail, it curls up a lot. So yeah, Premier Basics, I don't remember that colorway. And this is the Bernat blanket, that clearance one from Hirschner's. It's a really thick one. So yeah. And it's not hand painted, but it's just a glitter backing, so it really pulls in with this. So there's that. I think I have just a little bit left out of this. Do I? I think. If not, then I used it all, but I think I might have a little bit. I don't remember. That's that. The other thing I'm working on, this is gonna, well, I say it's gonna be short, but it's about the same one. Other thing I'm working on is a request for a plesiosaur. It's kind of like the Loch Nessie monster type dinosaur. I made one in February. I'll put up a picture somewhere. And it was ginormous because I used, what did I use? Big Twist Posh. No, Big Twist Plush I used, because it's a number 6, but it's more, I think it's more like a number 7. It's thicker than the blanket yarn, a little thicker. But it came out huge, like toddler size huge. This is like baby size, bigger than a newborn, but yeah. So basically, they wanted something smaller, because I mean the other one is huge, just huge. So I'm using Just Chenille, the Dollar Tree yarn. Wanted it in pink, and it's a little twisted, and I think it's because of the yarn and my tension. It's supposed to be, you know, straight, but the head's a little twisted. So it's supposed to have like kind of sleepy eyes, so that might work out. Couldn't be helped, so I'm not redoing anything. But I used, so usually when I use the Dollar Tree yarn, I use it doubled, but this was held single, and a 3mm hook, so it's taken a while. So this is just the pink. This is the hibiscus colorway. I really like that pink, rich. It's totally blown out, but it's the, there you go. That's more like it. That's the color, hibiscus. It's gorgeous, deep. I just heard a noise, and I don't know if it came from outside or inside. Anyway, yeah, so I wanted it in pink with black ears, but didn't say what colors for the horn, so I went with the, you know, offset pink color. And just to tie in, I didn't want it to just be all pink with just the ears being black, so I did one of the spikes in black. and the rest in pink. And this is for the tail. It's like a star flower. You make two and you put them together. So that's gonna go on the tail. And then I have the arms, or they call flippers or whatever, because it's a water creature. I guess flippers. There are 4 of them that I still need to attach, and also a bunch of smaller ones of these get attached all over. So that's what I have left to attach the arms and then add all the details. Oh, and do the sleepy eyes on there. All right, last thing, because right now, what am I working on right now other than that? What am I working on? Ongoing whips. I have my mandala ombre knit, like boomerang style shawls that I'm doing. I'm doing one in each colorway of mandala ombre because I love that yarn. And I had started number 9, but one, I didn't like the way it was coming out the edges, and after really paying attention to the pattern, it's not a boomerang style, it's just a asymmetric triangle, and all the other ones are boomerang style. So I ripped it back out, and I'm not doing that pattern, but I'm doing the ex-boyfriend's shawl, which I've done twice before. 3 times. I did it twice before. I did one of the ombres that I'm doing now, so now I've done it 3 times, and I restarted the other number 9 as that shawl. So I would have made 4, if all that made sense, my rambling. But as I've mentioned before, I've been on a shawl kick since I think the end of 2023, all of 2024 for sure. I think it kind of started, I've always loved making shawls, but I kind of, hearing him yelling, I got into it after my shawls really started selling at my craft fairs, because I used to sell one every so often, but they really started selling. So I got into making shawls, and all last year I made shawls, and at the end of craft fair last season, I started making shawls again, or I kept on. And I was on a kick until I paused to do amigurumi for the spring fairs. So this one I started in January, and I'd work on it, put it down, work on it, put it down, and then I finally wanted it, because the bag, I had it downstairs for a while, I brought it upstairs, back and forth. So I just wanted to finish it. So last night I powered through and finished. It needs to be blocked, and I need to weave in some ends where I attached colors. I think I did them all on one side. Yep, I did. I attached everything on one side, except for this one. But all my other ones were attached on one side. So, but this yarn is Textured Twist by Michaels, and I thought they were clearancing it out, but I still see it on the website. So I know my local Michaels doesn't have any. They clearance it out there, and then I had to go find go to another Michaels to see if they had more of this color to finish this off, because I bought shades of green, and I did something else. Shades of green I did a project in, and then I had 3 different colorways that kind of went together, so I made a virus shawl in that. It's gorgeous. But basically this is kind of it's pretty much homespun, hellspun, that you guys don't like or a lot of people don't like. It's a homespun type yarn with the thread going through it, basically. I would say it's just like slightly thinner than homespun, maybe not, but the colors are gorgeous. The one I made, if I remember, I put a picture. The one I made, the virus shawl, there was one variegated color that's just absolutely beautiful, very jewel toned. But the colorways that they like, if it's pink, it's like variegations on pink. So this top darker color, you could see all the shades in there, and then this lighter color, that's another colorway, but you can also see it's got dark and light shades in there. but I especially love this pink one. So I use 2 skeins of each colorway to make this, and it's a pretty good size. It just needs, I'm gonna give it a good steam blocking after I've woven in my ends. But yeah, started January, finished last night. Well, finished crocheting last night. I have to do all the finishing touches and steaming, hopefully this weekend, but yeah. Absolutely love it. Oh, I didn't tell you, this is the, what's it called? No Stopping Me Now shawl by Marley Bird. It's a 2-row repeat, very easy, although doing stuff at night again, very late at night, when you can't sleep is not always a good idea. There are a couple of places, I had to rip back a couple of rows once, and then half a row a couple of times, and then at some point I'm like, you know what, I'll make it work. I'll Tim gun it and I'll make it work. So basically one row is all the shells, and then the other row here, those are all like the chains and chain row in between, chains and double crochets and single crochets in between. And on a couple of rows I didn't do the chain, so there's a single crochet here, and before and after it, it's a chain 3, and in a couple of spots I did not do the chain 3, so I don't think it makes a huge difference. And then in one place somewhere I this is a free pattern, by the way. Ooh, battery blinking real quick. In one place, this is a cluster, chain 2, cluster, chain 2, cluster. That's the shell. And in one place I forgot one of the clusters. I just made it work. I wasn't gonna rip back, so you can't tell. And they're pretty much on the end, so you can't tell. So before this shuts off on me, I will see you guys in the next clip if there is one, and if not, this will be the end of the episode. So thank you for visiting, and I will see you guys later. Bye. Okay, I'm back real quick. Probably gonna get interrupted by Father Minion coming. So I showed the plesiosaur. I keep wanting to say plesiosaurus, but it's plesiosaur. Anyway, I finished it, and it is still twisted, but you know, you can kind of rearrange it. But it's all done. I said I used the Just Chenille, and I wouldn't use that one again because I'm recording just for like 2 minutes.
I'm not doing anything.
I'm just letting you know, 2 minutes. All right, and then I'll be done.
Take your time. Record as long as you want.
No. I already recorded some earlier. I'm just finishing up because I'm gonna give this to him and I want to show it on video.
Oh.
All right, so okay, anyway, I used Just Chenille, and for something so large I wouldn't use it again, I don't think, because I don't know how it'll hold up. It was very sheddy. I have to go vacuum, and that'll be my 3rd time vacuuming today. Sewing with it, we know that it doesn't hold up at all. And what else? Yeah, I'm worried about longevity, but it's not going to a child as far as I know, so it should be fine as a display piece. But oh, it's so blown out, so blown out. Hold on, let's see if I can do any better. A little tiny bit, but like I said, it's supposed to be a sleepy eye, so I gave it the sleepy eye. Black ears, and I didn't do as many of these are supposed to be smaller stars and a couple of big ones, and it's supposed to be 8 small ones, and they're supposed to go on here. I didn't want to put it on here, so it was just a little much. This side looks a little bare. I might put another one here because I have one big one, or I might have to make a smaller one, but I don't want to make any more because it's just so sheddy. But anyway, it's done. I think I like the tail star the best. I do love this color, hibiscus. So pink, hibiscus, and black. So it's done, and you can see the head is very much curved. and it's even a little more curved, and you kind of have to do that. So, but she's done. About to hand it over to him, and we're good. All right, that's all. Bye again.